Hi guys, I am here to show you what I would like to see from your writing today. So what you've done so far is you've thought about some animals that you might see at the zoo. Maybe you went to those websites and learned about them. Maybe you looked in a book, or maybe you already know a lot about an animal at the zoo. So you're going to pick that one animal that you want to write about, and we're now going to write our nonfiction writing piece. Remember, nonfiction means everything is true. It uses facts, real details to tell us what you've learned about your animal. So if you remember from our video with the 4 teachers, I looked at the animal called a klipspringer. Klipspringer. So when you're starting your writing, remember that this is the writing that we're going to kind of show maybe to the first grade teachers or your teacher that you have next year. And that way they can just kind of see where you are and get ready to go for the next year. So it's not anything that you need to be worried about or anything like that, but you do want to try your best. So remember, I've always challenged you to write about 5 sentences when you're doing this. So we want at least 3, but I think that a lot of you can do 5 with no problem. We had given you some questions to think about as well. So we had the question of, why do you like your animal? So why do you like it? You're going to start with that. Our second question is, what does your animal eat? What does it eat? So we have a scaredy cat E, scaredy cat A there. We wanted to know, where does it live? Does it live in the jungle? Does it live in the ocean, mountains? What kind of place does it live in? And then, so that would give, right there, that's 3 sentences. And then your 4th and 5th sentence, if you're going to challenge yourself, can be things that you've learned about your animal or things that you think are cool about your animal, things like that. So these are the questions that you need to keep in mind when you are writing. But right now I'm going to go ahead and erase those, and then I'm going to show you what, if I were going to write, what I would write and how I would do it. So as you're writing, remember that you do need to keep in mind COPS, right? So we have our COPS. The C stands for what? Capitalization, good. Our O stands for order, right? So we want to make sure we have all of those words in order, that they make sense. P stands for that long word, punctuation, good. So you need to have an end mark. And if you're going to write 3 sentences, that means I should see 3 end marks. And S stands for spelling. Now remember, you don't know how to spell every word. I don't know how to spell every word. So just sound it out, and that is perfect. It doesn't have to be the correct spelling. It just has to be so I can see what you were sounding out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Remember, the first thing I want to start out with is just that easy I like sentence. We're going to use because. Remember, we're going to try to use all those joining words that we can, because that's really what your first grade teachers want to see. So if we can use that I like sentence right from the bat and use that because, that would be great to get that out of the way. So I'm going to write, and my animal again was the klipspringer. So you're going to not write about my animal. You're going to choose your own animal. So I'm going to say, I like klipspringers. And that's kind of a long word, because there's my joining word. Because they, now they is kind of a hard word. I know it starts with, so TH. Nope, it doesn't want to write there. So I'm going to go to my next line. Because they, A. So maybe I'll write an A there, but I know it's actually EY. Because they look like tiny. T-I-N-E. What says E at the end of a 2-syllable word? A Y. Good. They look like tiny deer. D-E-E-R. Deer. Good. So there's one sentence right there. So the next one is, what do they eat? So I remembered that klipspringer. So I'm going to write they again because I wrote it over here so I can just go back and look. They like to eat. And if I remember back from when we went to that zoo website, they like to eat grass. Ooh, remember that floss rule, double S. Leaves, leaves. They like to eat grass, leaves, and fruit. That's a hard word. That's our blend. Ooh. Now I know it's O-O, so that would be good if I wrote O-O, but I also know it's U-I-oo. U-I-oo. They like to eat grass, leaves, and fruit. And look, we already have 2 sentences done. All right, and the last question that we really wanted to hit was where do they live? So let me think before I'm going to write so I know exactly what I want to write. The klipspringers lived in the mountains. So I'm going to write that. The klipspringer the klipspringers live in the mountains. That's a long word. Let's do mount. Ow. O-U, ow. Ow. Ta. I. I know there's an A in there, so I'm going to go ahead and add that since I know that. The klipspringers live in the mountains, and where in the world was that? In Africa. The klipspringers live in the mountains in Africa. Africa. It sounds like an but I know it's an A. They live in the mountains in Africa. Good. So right there, we have 1, 2, 3 sentences. I have my spaces in there. My order is right. It looks like I'm using capital letters, so I'm doing good. And then I'm going to challenge myself because I know I can write more than 3 sentences. And I have a cool fact. Remember those klipspringers, their little hooves? They were so cute. So I'm going to write the animal can jump. I'm going to say they can jump high. Jump high. I. But I know it's I-G-H, I-G-H, I. The animal can jump high and, oh, there's another joining word I used, and it has cute, oh, and I know I'm going to name a sneaky either. I'm going to make that U say its name. And it has cute hooves. Hooves. And it has cute hooves. And I'm going to use an exclamation point there because I'm really excited about that. Okay, so if I go back and count my periods or my punctuation marks, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I've written like a first grader and I have more than 3 sentences about my animal. So that's awesome. So after you've written, then it's time to draw your picture. So I wrote about klipspringers, so I'm going to draw a picture of the moon, right? No, you're not going to draw a picture of the moon. You have to draw a picture of what you learned about or what animal you're writing about. So I'm going to draw a picture of a klipspringer. So when you're drawing your picture, make sure you include details about what you just wrote, right? So I know that my klipspringer, I'm going to draw him first. He has a cute little face and so cute little horns and ears. And then he's a little tiny, he's got a little tail. And then he's got his 4 legs. Let me draw those legs. And then I want to add those cute little hooves that I talked about. Now, what else could I draw? Let me give him a little face. He likes to eat grass, so maybe I'm going to draw some grass around him. Right? And maybe a tree that has some leaves. Let's see, I don't have brown. I could change it, but we'll just do this for now. So a little tree down here. Maybe he's going to eat those leaves. And then he lives in the mountains. So now in the background, I'm going to draw some mountains. And maybe he's even standing on a little mountain hill. All right. So that was a quick picture. You guys will obviously take a little bit more time on yours, color them, make them look nice, make sure they match what you wrote about, and then you're done. So when you have finished writing, go ahead and take a picture of it, or have mom or dad or someone at home take a picture of it and send it to me. And that way I will have it to use next year. So if you have any questions, just get on Blooms and let me know. We'll also talk about this a little bit at our Google Meet today. And that should do it. So remember, at least 3 sentences. Try to challenge yourself to do 5. Use your punctuation, your capitalization, spaces between your words, and then just have fun with it. All right? I will talk to you guys later.